Hello and welcome back to our 51st episode of the Labyrinth of Thieves campaign. We are your hosts and storytellers here from Wanderlustdnd, ready and back together to dive into tonight's episode. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel as we post new episodes every other Wednesday. Over the course of the last two games, we split the party again. After a morning spent together in Razlaire's lounge, stuffing your faces with delicious food, you all discuss the goings-on following your time in the Warehouse of Horrors. With Gizmo's support, Echo, once Stalker, took some steps forward in owning their account and taking accountability for what they did during the war and then again in the West Yard. Following Razlaire upstairs, Gizmo and Al faced Venom, the second envoy. Managing not to trigger any of the Warbot's defenses, you immobilized them for a time while they rebooted. You got to work. Fixing their hand plates, their legs, a large hole in their back. All the while, Venom seemed to be trying to take it all in and recalibrate and try to understand what was going on and what was happening all around them. They shared 5 new memory files with you, Gizmo, afterward. And then I believe Razlaire checked on you guys a few times throughout the process. It took you a total of 15 hours to fix Venom, which is crazy because it should have been like 2 or 3 days, but artificers. Meanwhile, after eavesdropping on Razlaire's conversation, Caché asked the demon to teleport her to the South Cogs, to which he did, but not before glamoring her first. And I will let Caché tell you all the rest of what happened there when she arrives. And for now, we are going to chat with Artrin, who was away last game, and bring him up to speed on what has been going on during that time. So, Artrin.
Yes.
I'm just going to put a nice photo up for you all to look at. So, Artrin, we are going to go to the night you leveled up. So this is the night of the... Razlaire just saved you all, brought you to the lounge. You're sitting in the large lounge at the moment. It's very warm. Watching your newfound companions bicker with this blue-skinned tiefling, who only a few moments ago was extremely different looking, is now not as demonic and terrifying. You remember overhearing Al talk about his business partner before?
Yes, yeah.
And Gizmo and Caché give out to him a bit for, teaming up with the demon, but now you're kind of like, oh, it's real. Oh, it's actually happening. So you're taking all that in at this moment. But as that's kind of happening, everything kind of starts to fall away, all the sound, and it's just replaced with a high-pitched ringing. The things you saw today, the intermixing of natural and metal flowers with no pulse, the essence just cold, hard metal. That was weird. That was a lot. And the spell that you cast to wake Al, removing the curse that the fox put on him, it drained you way more than you were expecting. And even now in this moment, you kind of feel just tired, exhausted at some point. Razlaire kind of meets your eyes from across the room while the others are like bickering. It just kind of holds your gaze, doesn't say anything, just keeping an eye on you. And then when everyone kind of retires and goes to bed, you will have a private room to yourself. I'm going to let you decide, how does Artrin sleep that night?
Not well, I'd say. Probably reflecting a lot on everything that's happened. Weirdly enough, feeling a little bit like that mix of machine and nature, like a flower that's been plucked from its bed. He feels very out of place, especially in Razlaire's poem. It's very decadent for him. He's not used to this level of luxury. probably just kind of lie and think about how do I fix this.
All of this.
All of this, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, probably not well. Probably intermittent sleep.
Intermittent sleep, yeah. I'd even say the bed is way too comfortable, way too soft. Like, it almost stiff. Like, you feel stiff almost. Like, it's not a comfortable room, though it should be. I mean, it's absolutely lush and, as you said, decadent, but is just not the same. Not the same as the Hollow. You know, when you would curl up next to Zora and Bo and Leo, living a very simple but brutal existence in the Underdark. So while you're sleeping, though, your dreams carry you back there to the endless, soothing dark that you once called home, where the walls exhaled like the breath of the earth itself. The rocks sing beneath your fingertips, but it's not exactly the Hollow that you wake up in. You are far, far deeper at this point. I do believe, Artrin, that you were just a boy when you stumbled upon the first layers of the Deep Dark in your explorations. A place that's just bathed in myth and horror, and yet your curiosity seemed to tug you in that direction. Something pulling at your soul almost. And before you is the same cavern as you remember it. Splayed wide, basically curving around. You almost can't see the sides. You have 120 feet of dark vision, and it goes that far, and then it just vanishes into the dark. The ground is pulsing faintly, with enormous towering mushrooms all around you. And in the far distance of this chamber, you see the rising, grotesque, almost like throne of the ancient, hulking mushroom stalk, gnarled and towering among a mound of decay. Its jagged cap cracked and oozing black ichor. Various sprouts and fungus hang off of it like a tattered crown. And you feel like you did once when you were a boy, when you first stepped into the rotting god's presence, watching you with unseeing eyes. What do you do being back here?
So am I me? Like, am I my normal self?
Glancing down, you're younger. Not too much, though.
Okay. I'd probably kind of, as I wouldn't say on the first time I did, but as I got used to being there, probably just run up and hug the stalk, kind of feel the life from it.
As you run up to the stalk, you are met with a invisible wall, kind of crash against it. And in that crash, you know, when you like hit something really hard and things flash before your eyes, you see the warehouse of horrors, the metal flowers, the mix of clockwork and nature in a grotesque manner, all flashing before your eyes, and you get actually kind of shunted back and drop to your knees, and you are yourself at your current age. It's almost like it threw you back a few years.
Okay. I'll get up and just slowly put my hand out and walk forward. Kind of more cautious.
You have strayed so very far, forgotten your oath.
Really threw me for a loop there. I think Arjun's a bit speechless. Take him a few seconds and just. I haven't done anything. I've just left home.
That city will suffocate you. Slowly, nothing rots there. Nothing grows anew. It only twists and mutates. Tell me, child, do you enjoy serving death in its most barren form?
I serve you. I spread your spores, and I look down at my armor, growing fungus.
Look down at your armor, and the fungus grows, withers, decays, immediately falls away.
Kind of clutch my my curse. Can't be happening. I haven't done anything. I left not of my own accord. I can spread your influence anywhere I go. There may not be caverns or darkness, but there's planters, flower beds, soil. I can do this.
You now stand apart from the natural world. In a city of machines, it is an insult to your purpose. Return to me, or I will remind you of your oath, and I will take what is mine.
Dream kind of shimmers a bit, and that wall that was blocking you from the rotting god seems to continue to almost like start pushing you back, shunting you out and away. Is there anything you do?
I'll turn from it and just start walking away. Just turn and say, I got far enough without you. I'm not gonna let you fucking hold anything over me. Take your fucking power, I have enough of my own.
Okay. Those would be some interesting words now, Artrin.
Artrin was a indebted man long enough. He doesn't need more of that shit in his life.
Interesting. Okay. There is no response from the rotting god, but you feel the presence, that's the eyeless stare at your back as you continue out of the cavern. And the rest of your night is horrendous. Let's be honest. It's awful. You do not sleep well. You toss and turn. You're hot and you're cold. It's just one of those kinds of nights. You wake up every hour thinking that you might be late. It's just a terrible feeling. But as the morning kind of comes after the 8 hours of your rest, you wake to a horrible searing pain in your dominant hand. And blackness at the tip of your fingers. That seems to slowly be crawling through your veins up your hand, staining your skin with rot. You are rotting from the inside at the moment.
I will kind of instinctively just try and use lay on hands.
Okay. Using lay on hands on yourself, calling upon the connection you have, the rot spreads.
Mm-hmm. Fuck it. Just gonna like rip a bit of the bedding, and just wrap it.
Okay. Kind of wrap up your hand.
That's a problem for later.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's kind of to the middle of your hand at the moment. It's kind of blackened your fingers up to there, and that's kind of where it currently is. So it's gonna, yeah. So, but morning comes. You hear, I believe it's Gizmo and Caché get up, say a few words to themselves, and then it just goes quiet out in the middle, or out in the kind of shared area, as they're currently stuffing their faces.
I will go out and join them and eat.
Well, Gizmo's not eating, but Caché is. Yeah, you guys have the morning. Artrin, basically what you see in this kind of exchange is that Echo, which is connected to Gizmo, comes out and says a few things to Caché and Al and Humphrey. Unfortunately, you have no idea what they're saying, because I don't believe anyone can comprehend languages on Artrin. No, so you're just kind of sitting there.
Fine, I'm in my own world anyway.
Yeah, maybe focusing on kind of what's going on. After that, Al and Gizmo leave with Razlaire to go fix a machine, a construct, you're not really sure. And Caché, is there anything you and Artrin discuss?
Would I notice his wrapped hand, or are you hiding that?
I mean, probably not. Probably just looks like a bandaged hand.
Yeah, it just looks like a bandaged hand, yeah.
You usually heal that.
Yeah. Just not working.
Magic stuff?
And the healing is not working. I don't know about the magic.
Oh. Have a look.
I mean, I don't know if it'll help, but
At least I might know who you should go to.
I'll show my rotting hand.
I'm assuming I've never seen anything like this, even in my military days.
Absolutely, Caché, because his hand looks completely fine.
Oh, nothing. I can't see anything. Ligament, do you think?
And it still looks fucked up to me. Do I believe Caché? Are they fucking with me?
Up to you. Yeah, it's up to you. I'm gonna let you decide if you believe Caché or not.
Does Caché fuck around?
Are you being serious?
Does she find out?
100%. Don't even see any swelling.
Can I just grab a piece of fruit from the table with my hand? Is it fine?
Yep.
I think I've hit a point, Caché, where I'm just losing my fucking mind. I think that's it. I think yeah. A lot of shit's happened in the last week. Less.
Yeah,
4
we really
days.
dumped you in it. Sorry about that.
Could have dumped myself in it, to be honest, but yeah.
I don't know if the frying pan you left is better than the frying pan you came to.
I think it still would have been worse if I stayed, so at least I'm alive. I saw that. What the fuck am I gonna do here?
I don't think any of us know at this point. Fenris is lost. My house lost. It's as lost as you right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to find something to do, I guess. Don't get into any trouble when I'm gone.
Do you see a sparkle in behind her eye?
And I'd say at that point, Caché, you hear, with your great hearing, you hear the footsteps of Razlaire and go off to eavesdrop.
Oh, yes.
And subsequently teleport away. And Artrin, kind of alone now, probably still in the kind of the room in this. It's a lovely room as well. Like, you've got a big table in the center heaped with food, plush arms chairs. There's a roaring fire, which again just feels way too warm for you. You're used to more, milder, kind of cooler climates. You don't really know how much time passes as you just kind of contemplate and think. That is until you notice a obsidian blue-skinned tiefling sitting across from you, kind of lazily pulling at some of the grapes and eating them slowly, looking at you up and down. Kind of just notice him again. You have no idea how long has passed. You just notice that Razlaire is there and kind of waves his hand. You feel the comprehend languages, which is very similar to what Al does to you. And that kind of tingle of demonic hellfire running through your veins. I assume you haven't been able to speak in your native tongue for a long time.
No, yeah, no, Al, we usually speak telepathically, so no, not particularly.
Well, now you can. And I can speak in my home language, which is lovely. Judging by the ravenous darkness bagging under your eyes, you didn't sleep well, did you?
Beds are too comfortable.
Oh, I remember those days. Used to sleeping on rock all the time. Did you have any nightmares?
Maybe.
As he says this, like, Hoover jumps up and he just kind of slowly pets the little nightmare cat. Tickle under his chin. It's not easy abandoning everything you know, even if it was the only choice, really, in the end.
Yeah. How would you know?
That you left everything behind?
No. What it feels like.
Well, because I know what it feels like.
Can I make an insight check?
You can certainly try.
Yeah, well, I don't have any modifiers, so... The 14. Not bad.
Seems to be telling the truth, yeah. How about this? In exchange, you tell me about your home, and I'll tell you about mine.
Sounds fair.
Wine appears. Glass for you as well.
Guess, what do you want to know?
Whatever you want to tell me.
I mean, dark, cold. Everything and everyone there wants to kill you.
Hmm.
Not too different from here, actually. It's just bright and warm. Not here, but Manira.
I understand what you mean. Yes, this place can be quite beautiful and deadly, of course. Well, since you've told me that, I guess my home was beautiful, deadly like yours, cutthroat. I hail from a realm of twilight, a place bathed in caresses of gold and crimson and violence, forever clouded, forever shadowed. My palace was splendid, though, tucked high in the clouds. Hundreds of rooms and lonely corridors, servants and souls to serve me, but no matter how tall I built those towers, I could never see the night sky. And I longed to see the stars. So, I left, searching for those stars.
That's admirable.
So is yours.
Mine's more desperation.
What makes you think mine wasn't?
Different kind of desperation, I imagine.
Well, and his eyes kind of glance down at your hand, the rotting hand. Don't be afraid to remake yourself, Artrin. It truly is the only way we survive.
See that he's looking at the hand and just kind of slowly tuck it behind my back.
He immediately, grabs his glass of wine, is not staring anymore. Kind of leans back and pets under Hoover's chin, who purrs, the kind of weird jaw kind of opening a bit, like the three-pronged, and it's like, eek. But Razlaire kind of leans back. You know, there's someone I'd like you to meet. An old acquaintance of mine that is in need of assistance.
Acquaintance of yours?
Yes.
Not a friend.
I don't believe he would call us friends. Hence acquaintance.
The job?
Yes. And it's an admirable one.
What needs to be done?
Now, naughty. Not going to give away everything. I'll ask him to meet you at the Brass Lounge on the morrow. I have a feeling you two will have a lot to discuss. Begins to rise.
Something doesn't sit right with me about you, Razlaire.
And what's that?
You're clearly very powerful, very influential. Why deal with all this mundane business? It's a little disappointing.
On the contrary, it's exactly where I want to be.
That's the interesting part. Not that you'll tell me, but I'd like to find out why.
Many before you have tried. I wish
You're
you
probably
luck.
right. Okay. Well,
He'll kind of glance down at your hip as well and just say, there is a training room down the hall. Feel free to stretch your muscles a bit if you wish. I will warn you, though, you probably won't be alone. Garank and Tomas will often train in there. And he'll kind of look you up and down and just give really, strange smile. I think they'd love you as a challenge.
okay.
Giggles, begins to leave.
Wait, this place is fucking huge. Where is it?
He's gone.
Walking around, I guess, exploring.
Yeah, definitely. You can spend some time exploring the place. You come upon many locked doors. Many doors that just open into sheer blackness. Doors that open into pleasure chambers, lots of different places. There's lots of them. But basically, at the very end of the hall, that's when you find the big training room. And there is currently a Dretch demon, which is a very large, about 9 foot tall, pig-like creature, fighting. It's got kind of. Hello. There's a little bit of difference to it where it does have horns like a minotaur. I don't know why this is moving. Tomas then is a smaller incubus with wings, and they're currently just blowing off steam. But you can spend your time training if you wish. They kind of don't give you too much talk. They're kind of doing their own thing, and then they get interested, and then they start training with you if you would like, or you can train on your own.
It's always better to train with people.
Okay. Tomas does not train with you. He is terrified of you because you're way bigger than him. But the Dretch will, and so you guys can have some fun. And you don't have to roll or anything. This is just mock kind of fighting.
Great.
I will ask you though, do you cast any spells during that training?
I'm gonna say, given what happened when I used lay on hands, probably not.
Okay, cool. Very good. Artrin, is there anything else you'd like to do? You have 15 hours.
I imagine after training for a while and taking a break, I probably will try and cast something just to verify.
Okay. What do you cast?
I will cast Detect Evil and Good. Level 1.
Level 1. Okay. Well, this whole place lights up.
Yeah, I figured as much. Yeah.
And as you cast it, you can read, you can see way more evil creatures than you're expecting, in the sense of a lot of them are invisible. So you see little blots of magic everywhere. But the rot continues to grow on your hand.
And is it only growing when I'm casting?
Yeah.
Okay. Noted. Okay. I will probably just, after training, bathe, eat, relax. Yeah, I'll probably start sleeping on the ground, try and get a bit of proper shut eye.
Okay, definitely. You can. And when evening kind of rolls around, or what you assume is evening, it's hard to tell. There are no windows to the outside world here. Actually feels a little bit like home in that sense, Artrin. Having to measure time in a different way. But the evening continues. I'll say Gizmo, Al. You all, you finished finally fixing Venom. Sorry, I don't know why the music's so quiet. There it goes. Can you guys hear that? I can't hear it. Oh, there we go.
Can't really hear much now.
Yeah, it's coming in.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think it's quiet. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's very soft. But the evening wears on, and Gizmo and Al appear with Razlaire. The lounge, then the kind of center place where you were all brought the first time, has been rearranged into a lovely little like happy hour situation. There's tables and chairs provided. Huge spread of food in the center. There are cocktails as well. All of brightly colored different things. It's difficult to know, again, like I said, what time it is, but yeah, you guys can all just relax. Perfect. I will say the two of you and Artrin, you like three of you. Caché is nowhere to be found. You haven't seen her all day.
Interesting. Well, didn't Razlaire tell her that she'd be welcome to when he would bring her wherever she wanted to go? Maybe she's running an errand?
I thought she was with you.
I think Razlaire said that oh, your friend isn't back yet. I think that's what he said. Yeah.
But
Razlaire
he
is
wouldn't
still
tell us,
is down
yeah.
there lounging with all of you as well.
But he also wouldn't tell us where.
No, he said that he'd leave that to her. It's her business.
He did say that she wasn't going to be anywhere that she'd encounter the military.
Sure.
Well, that's...
as far as he knows.
Yeah, exactly. In the South Cogs or wherever.
Yeah, and I think he did say he brought her to the South Cogs, and then yeah.
That would make sense. I mean, that would seem very good. Well, Artrin, have you ever had a bee's knees?
No, I don't know what that word is actually.
It's a cocktail. I suppose you wouldn't know what bees are either. Yes, it can also sting you. It collects the pollen on its knees.
Oh, I think we have something similar. Kind of like 6 foot massive deadly poison.
No, they might have been smaller. Yes.
Oh, well, that'll hardly kill you, surely.
No, it wouldn't. Not the idea.
That's not very fun.
Well, do the big ones make honey?
I don't think anyone's gotten close enough to see. And lived anyway.
Well, now that does sound interesting. I would like an answer to that question.
I wouldn't. You feel free. I ain't going in after you. They are horrible. They lay eggs inside you when they're done.
I definitely wouldn't be going in myself.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
Anyway, well, not large, foot-long killing insects withstanding. This is a delicious drink instead. I'll make you one.
Okay. What the fuck?
And your little thimble cocktail.
13.
Huh. Have I ever seen anything like Gizmo in my life?
21.
Go ahead and roll me a history check.
22.
Add
16.
Add advantage. Actually, yeah.
Natural 20 for a 19.
Oh,
Nice.
red 19. Okay. I would say, no and yes. You've never seen a fairy quite like this. Usually, the ones that you have seen before, which were only really in the times when you were facing the rot and you were communing with your deity, you would see entities with moth wings. But Gizmo doesn't have moth wings. He has more dragonfly wings. And he's also much brighter in color than the ones you've seen before. So,
Okay.
yes and no.
I mean, I've never seen someone who looks like you exactly, Gizmo, but I've seen similar, but kind of like more moth-like wings, but duller. Oh, in the Underdark.
64.
Yes,
Ooh.
the Archfey of Rot.
I mean, yeah. You're a fucking guy in a suit. That's just fucking so cool. I mean, yeah, no, I really thought Brain in the Jar. No, but I mean, this is better because if you get fucked up, yeah, you can get out of there. I mean, yeah. Good to know. I'll keep my my eyes out. I think it's interesting. Did you build the whole thing yourself, or is it repurposed? I mean, not easy to construct, though. I mean, come on, that's pretty impressive.
I've never seen someone work faster than this little guy. It's ridiculously impressive how he zips around the place.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. How did you get on with?
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I've never really understood or worked out how you got some of the larger parts of the armor together.
As he says that, can I look down in a oh shit, the dream, and are they still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you might want to take them sooner. I think they're coming to the end of their span here. No worries. Anything else I can help with, just let me know. You guys have all done a lot for me, so by the time I start paying it back. I mean, I didn't really have much of a choice, guys. Let's face it.
holding up marvelously.
Yeah, let's hope that continues. I'm gonna kind of like bring my hand up to my chin, see do they notice anything. Are they more like Caché or are they more like Razlaire?
I'm scared of the girl.
Currently, like Caché.
Okay.
Razlaire at that point hands you a cocktail, Al. It is currently the top part, the it's like a shot. It's on fire. Actually,
Dangerous. I love it.
I thought you might. The fireball shot. So.
I take it. I blow it out, and then drink it.
I'll let you decide.
I'll blow it out and then drink it.
Okay. It is really nice whiskey, spiced rum, ginger, and cinnamon sugar around. Very nice. He hands you another cocktail that's a little bit larger, and then goes and sits and just kind of is observing all of you.
I'm.
Sorry.
Sorry, you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna glance towards Razlaire and telepathically say to him, "You see it too, don't you?"
I see a great many things. You'll have to be more specific.
My hand.
Of course, I see it.
Why can't they?
Likely, they don't have magic constantly at work behind their eyes.
I just kind of glance back over at Gizmo and Al. Do you think? I think there's something wrong, actually, guys.
Oh.
Can one of you look at my hand and kind of glance quickly at Razlaire, look for magic, I guess? I don't know how to say this any other way, but I, for some reason, think you've been through a lot that you'll understand. I had a dream and now my hand is rotting.
Oh, dreams. It's always
Yeah.
dreams.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I barely
Yeah.
dream.
Razlaire's just
Yeah.
like swishing his glass around, going, "Oh, Jesus, slowest
He-
horse finally crosses the finish line."
I mean, he can see it, and I'll point at Razlaire.
I can indeed.
I can see it.
I mean, I unfortunately don't have a certain spell prepared today, but I would be happy to try and identify it.
Okay. Yeah. You do see the blackened kind of rot that Artrin is speaking about. It's a little bit past the center of his palm now at this point. Necromancy.
Yeah, that checks. My deity, I guess the one I pledged my oath to, kind of held my magic over me, so I kind of told him to go fuck himself. It's kind of like a god, but not really a god. I don't really know how to describe it other than it's kind of like Razlaire, I guess.
Respect.
If you compare me to a giant mushroom, I am offended.
A giant mushroom could definitely kick your ass. That's all I'm saying.
Whatever.
You get one step next to that thing, you're done. You're sprouting mushrooms. Yeah.
We run in different circles. We would never cross paths.
Mushroom pickles.
It's because you're too afraid.
Gives me a look.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it was a deal. More of a pledge. I mean,
This mushroom.
I didn't get anything. Really, I mean, magic, but not in like a selling my soul type of way. More like I spread the word of you and do what you want, and you help me, you know, kill shit.
Man of many words.
But you've never brought up this mushroom before.
I mean, I didn't think you'd really understand. You were outsiders, and well, now that Gizmo is, I mean, Gizmo. Yeah, I figured you'd kind of understand more. I get it. I'm a random guy from the Underdark. I 100% understand. I could have likely have eaten you, given a mix-up and too many drinks. So yeah, yeah. No, me too. I don't think you taste particularly nice. No offense. It's also technically kind of cannibalism by sentience.
You are an odd group.
I don't even know why I'm here. Okay, I just am.
Hmm.
I don't even know where I am, Razlaire. Actually, you haven't exactly told me. I don't know. Am I in hell? Am I in the material plane?
We're still in the same city. We're just in a basement, I think.
Razlaire looks at you with, like, basement? Excuse you.
Underground lounge.
Better. Best underground lounge you've ever been in, correct?
Oh, without a doubt. I would love to see the Lapis lounges you visited in the past.
Yes. As interesting as this conversation is, I do believe we have a guest approaching. He'll kind of point, and Gizmo, Al, you notice that Venom is slowly making their way down the stairs.
Yes.
Okay. They kind of look towards you, Gizmo, give you kind of a little nod of recognition to you as well, Al, but then kind of focus in on Artrin, actually. This is the first time they're seeing them. And Artrin...
Venom.
I'll kind of bow my head to be... I don't know how tall is this thing?
Venom is, I think, 6'7", I think. So
That's so
shorter.
small.
I mean...
yeah, no, I'll kind of... I'll kind of prostrate myself, kind of show that I'm not a threat. That I... Hello. It's nice to...
Their expression remains completely blank, Artrin. They are also built very differently to Gizmo and to the other Digger Forge that you've seen before. This particular construct is very sleek and kind of almost white polished alloy metal on the outside. But their eyes are kind of tracing it. They literally go like inch by inch all the way down you and then all the way back up. And you just hear from them, Dragonborn, though elder blood heritage, decently toned, however malnourished. Recommended increase of food intake. Injury to left leg and left shoulder, 3 years old. Weakness in guard position left side. Apologies. Designation is supposed to be first. I am Venom.
That's really impressive.
Great eye.
Actually, 4 years old. I just couldn't rest very well.
3 years and 7 months, but we'll go with that.
Okay. Yeah, very.
He's also
Does-
incredibly strong, so
I was gonna ask, like, does Venom have weaponry? Like, okay.
No.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
It literally is the weapon.
we rebuilt his hands, and now we're kind of terrified.
Yeah.
Kind of gently hold out his hands. No, not right now. Venom will just kind of take you all in, look to Razlaire, give a nod. Razlaire returns the nod. Venom then looks to you, Gizmo and Al. Thank you for your work on me. I am surprised, Al, that you found the scales that were missing from my hand.
Well, you see, we kind of found them somewhere that we think you might have been previously.
Where did you find them?
I had meant to discuss this with you, Gizmo. I hadn't really gotten a moment. But do you remember when we were in Carnival Row? You remember the rather unfortunate scene we came upon? They were there. Scattered on the floor.
Where exactly?
What was the name of the building again? The House of Clocks?
Venom will kind of take a moment, process that. Yes, I regret my handling of the inventor. My tactics were unrefined and kind of pauses. Those golden eyes look to you, Gizmo. He reminded me of Dathius. The way he spoke, the way he carried himself, I couldn't understand then like I do now, but I wanted him dead. I got carried away.
Gizmo was right. I think while you can't be held accountable, carry it with you.
Venom kind of glances at Razlaire, who just kind of gives a nod. Just a acknowledgement. Venom looks back to you, Gizmo, and did you know Lieutenant Arrow then too? As that is who I was sent to find. But I found Lieutenant Arrow. Sorry, go ahead. They stole plans of the Blackheart Ethereum core. They stole them from the military and was ready to sell them to the highest bidder. Razlaire kind of leans back. You don't have to worry about him anymore. I've taken care of the sneak thief. After Venom was finished with the inventor, he brought Lieutenant Arrow to me. There is a wicked smile that crosses Razlaire's face.
Well, you might have dealt with him, but unfortunately have not dealt with the core itself.
No, that was unfortunate. We were hoping that Lieutenant Arrow would give us a bit of information about where those plans went. If anyone wants to know, since you're all staring at each other trying to silently speak, I sent Venom to get those plans. So you can direct
We
your
kind of
ire
put that
towards
together,
me.
I think.
Oh, good. Don't know with your lot sometimes.
Well, considering he was under your employ.
Well, it was an ask, wasn't it, Venom's? Yes. Razlaire only has asked me to carry out these actions. Yes, well. Razlaire rises at that point, but stops as he kind of halts for a moment as if hearing something, sensing something, and actually moves in front of Al, his arm kind of wrapping around him as a wreath of flames appears, erupts across the lounge. All of you are just hit with the heat of it as Caché, currently being held up by a winged female tiefling, slumps to the ground, wisps of blood and shadow pouring out of a nasty looking wound in the center of her body. Caché, welcome back. Absolutely
In
covered, blood coming out
the
of her
hell
mouth.
did you get up to?
First 3 words you hear out of Caché are Envoy, Bane, AIV. Is it UIV?
AIV?
AIV. AIV.
AIV.
Yes.
The letters like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me the heals.
How many hit points do you have?
Well, thanks to that, I'm just over 10 thanks to Diggy.
Just over 10.
Oh,
Oh no!
I can only cast. I'll cast Cure Wounds at first level on you.
Thanks, Al.
You get 10 hit points back.
Nice.
Pretty good for a first level cure wounds.
Yeah.
Roll a 6 plus 4.
Razlaire kind of like sees the two of you, or sees the four of you. I will leave you for a moment. Just try not to get too much blood on the carpet, okay? And looks at you, Caché. Moves slightly away with the other tiefling and are currently talking. Venom actually moves as well and goes to stand with the 3 of them. So the 4 of you are alone now. So Caché, you get 10 points of healing there. Caché, how do you look?
Her clothes are torn and bloody. She's covered in dust, which is kind of sprinkling off her as much as shadow and blood is pouring out of her. You can see through her in places. The shadow has gone so thin.
Ooh.
A lot more than I thought.
Did you find Bane?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. Not many did.
What do you mean?
At least 150 dead.
Well,
Sorry, did
that's
you say 150 dead?
Yes. She's still trying to catch her breath and just...
What? Give her a cocktail, sorry.
She was shaking. She steadies up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's strong. It's Fireball whiskey.
There's Fireball whiskey, there's Chaotic Rift, and there is Soul Trap. So
Give me the
those-
whiskey.
Yeah, you can have.
Get some lights, quickly.
I'd say just finish that. By the way, you were able to yeah. But
So, what exactly happened?
So, I decided to go and visit the children. They started off quite pleasantly. No, I went to see Locke
Lock and all of those, yes.
and Hart and Destra. They've done very well for themselves. With their investment, they've set up a business, courier business, based off mechanical birds. Hart has built many. He asked me to pass on.
Well, that's incredible. So good so far.
Destra seems to be running everything quite capably. I am a little worried about her, though. Taking on this kind of shadow broker role, the courier business. Yeah, I don't. She's been.
Hmm.
It. I need. You have to go with the story.
So she was dealing with shadier characters.
Yes. Locke is there every now and again, but showed up when I showed up. I told her my plans, which were I wanted to meet people who were downtrodden by the constabulary military. How about that?
Seems actually a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll have to see
Let's
for
see
the
how you
story.
talk
Yeah.
about that, yeah.
Okay. Where was I?
You want to help people who are. You told her a plan that you want to help people.
I wanted to help the people of this city. So Locke told me about a meeting was happening with just the people I wanted to meet. Went there with Locke, and one of the people she wanted me to meet was of the Avashilarium. Lucky enough, I had my helmet on. But the Avashilarium only seemed to be a part of the meeting. There seemed to be many sides here.
Sorry, is your helmet not quite recognizable?
Not by them, at least. For then. Eventually, the leaders started the meeting, and a lot of bitching happened. A lot of bitching. Until Locke got angry and started to talk. He got insulted, which means I had to throw off my helmet and claim who I was in front of everyone, which was totally a great idea now that I think about
It seems like you could have still played it a bit smooth.
That was my option at the time. Yeah, kind of turned everyone's heads. Then Tarlin stepped out.
Oh, the Tarlin.
The Tarlin.
Oh no.
He had brought supplies for everyone there. Quite a lot. Everyone was more grateful than I ever expected. Things are really bad out there. Especially in the South Cogs. Just walled it off.
So we don't hate Tarlin?
Yeah, like, did you finally
that-
kill him?
So, before we could start our fight, I noticed a barrel of a gun in the rafters. And that's when the military attacked. Melody came and attacked Tarlin. But Captain Melody, the until skin flickered. Melody is Bane. So in the end, I had a temporary truce with Tarlin because another one of our old crewmates, Rob, been repurposed and changed. It wasn't him. They had bastardized him. We couldn't let what that was stay around. So we teamed up and kind of came to an agreement.
Well, that's a sudden big change in alliance. You're saying the military just showed up and started firing on all these civilians during a peaceful meeting?
Not only that, they murdered everyone on the route to the meeting.
How did you and Tarlin get out? What happened to the end?
We took out Rob. I, lucky enough, had the ball that we had found in the cave, in the temple, where we found Hoover.
Mm-hmm.
I threw that, and a chimera came out and distracted Bane so we could escape.
It was really chaotic, guys.
Yeah, I also had to, cause a tear in reality in order to get some people out, but which had an unintentional side of effect of really scaring Locke.
Yeah.
So does not want to see me right now.
The lock got out all right, though. With all of the children got out okay.
It was only Locke there. She is now an official member, or he is now an official member of the Avashilarium.
About a day or two ago, I don't think you could have uttered that sentence without vomiting.
I'm still not happy with it. Locke should not be with the Avashilarium. After what I saw tonight, I can't create a third side, a side to help everyone else. It just won't work. So, but they murdered them.
So the solution is we join the Avashilarium and...
I never said join. I agreed to meet him and perhaps at a max a consulting position, but I never agreed anything.
They still have the Blackheart Ethereum core, right?
At least with this, we have some vision of what they're doing. And from what I've seen tonight, it's not all bad, at least.
Not often you get an opportunity like that.
So there was something, there was a fire lit. I think I haven't felt since the war. Fighting with Tarlin again.
Fighting against the military that you were sworn to be part of.
The military that murdered those people is not my military.
Very true.
Grand General will pay. The sidekick Bane.
And where did Bane end up?
Fighting a Chimera, and I jumped into a shadow and disappeared. Took him with me in the shadow. Regrouping. He's asked for us to get in contact with him. He still thinks that I'm going to join him, but I've made it very clear I'm not.
Well, I suppose it is best to play hard to get sometimes.
My favorite. She just takes another whiskey. And that's been my night. How's everyone else? Just kind of slumps into a divan.
I suppose we should introduce you to Venom. Venom Caché. Caché is also our friend.
Venom, their eyes narrow on you, Caché. What are you?
Voidling.
Introductions first, Venom.
Apologies. Designation is supposed to be first. I am Venom.
Caché.
I shall repeat. What are you?
I'm a voidling. A shadow being.
Slowly
Nightmare.
kind of circle around you, really taking you in. Your build, the current holes that are through your stomach.
And not
kind
the
of like-
first time whatchamacallit has done this today. An envoy has done this to me today.
I was gonna say, Caché, I like. I don't want to speak for you, but there is a scary similarity. You were just torn apart nearly by one of these things, and now there's one just walking around you, taking you in, asking you questions.
And anyone looking at this can see her gun arm twitch. Like it's like
Caché.
she's really trying not to.
It's okay. Also, Venom could level this entire building.
Escaped one already.
No, I have no reason to. But you did mention Bane.
Yes.
Bane is 3rd generation. After me.
So your
They
younger
were-
brother.
Sister, actually. Bane was different to the rest of us. Bane had a lot of influence from the Grand General.
Not good influence then.
At the time, I saw no different.
Now?
I do not know. Bane does not speak on the same frequencies anymore. Looks to you, Gizmo. Can you connect to the machine? But, as I said, Bane no longer speaks on the same frequencies. Perhaps there is something in those memories. I am not sure. I've not yet recalled them. Amazing.
Nice.
Like a magic finger box, a magic vision box.
It just plugs in. Oh my god, we're so advanced now in this steampunk society. Clockwork, USB.
That's USB-C, man. It's reversible.
Perfect. As you're kind of
It's made out of wood.
as you're kind of setting this up, Razlaire will kind of return to the group, looking at you, Caché. I overheard everything. Don't worry, you don't need to explain yourself again. Y'all speak very loudly. Won't go into it. I just want to pull it back here for a moment and ask you, who was running the meeting, the one that you attended? Do you remember their names?
There was that fluty asshole from the ship, that we thought murdered. Oh, what was his name again?
Ambassador.
What?
Hmm?
The one that we thought killed the ambassador. What was his name?
Oh, Ivolo.
Ivolo, and also hoping for divine inspiration for is Garland. Garland was the
Close, Galen. Yeah.
Galen. 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 He seemed to be the one leading the meeting. There was no.
I know Galen. That name. He runs the metal mills, or he looks after the metal mills. He's trying to create unions for the workers there.
Constabulary stealing everything.
Well, that was a question I had. If you got any confirmation about that.
Seems that they're just taking what they want.
Interesting.
There's...
Kind of leans to the other tiefling. We're going to have to be careful with our shipments. Yes, I'll let them all know. And she begins to kind of move away.
There's a new branch of the military, the AIV. Don't know their intention. I don't know they are. They seem the constabulary has also seemed to have hired ex-veterans to fill out their numbers.
I have a bit of business to attend to. May leave you all here. Please don't touch anything that looks like it could kill you. Okay?
Seeds to touch venom. No, I don't.
Just give him a pat on the back, like.
I'm kind of move towards you, Al. Let me know if anything happens, please.
Oh, of course. I was going to say I won't let them burn down your living room, but to be honest, there's a lot of candles and fire around, so there's also quite a bit of alcohol. You never know.
Darling, this place will not burn down. I can guarantee
Well,
that.
then we have nothing to worry about.
As I said, just don't touch anything that looks like it could kill you. And if you find any false walls, don't go through them. Okay?
Well, what if I go to lean on a wall and I don't know it's false?
Al, dear. Be careful.
Of course.
This place wasn't fully meant for mortals. Okay? Kind of drags his finger along your chin. Gives you a kiss. And then vanishes. Same with the winged tiefling as well. She leaves with him. So, you are all left in Razlaire's lounge. Alone. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
Gizmo, you hear in your head, because I don't trust he's actually gone now after him. I was spying on Razlaire. He was saying that they were looking for Helio in Carnival Row.
That is where you thought he was, Gizmo.
Well, I'm not used to this.
Very hurt. I mean,
And prone to paranoia.
I had essentially a laser sword through my body.
two at one point. Yeah. Yeah, they were laser swords. Yeah, yeah.
My
A
goodness.
copy-free, distinctly laser sword.
Copyright not intended.
Generic laser sword.
Generic energy sword.
Yes.
A saber of sorts.
A saber of sorts.
Caché explains it in a lot more vivid detail because she knows Gizmo and Al would like that.
Was it more of a sizzle or a...
Guys, Lucas George is getting close. Let's stop.
We're summoning him slowly.
Him and Mihal Mouse.
Oh, not me.
Mihal Mouse.
Oh, mouse. The mighty and powerful.
Ah,
Even
No, I
worse,
mean, that's fine.
Dave Bautista will be after us.
Oh god.
I don't necessarily trust his intentions because I can't discern them. But I do trust that he would tell me if I asked him outright. At least tell me the truth.
Although remember, that information about Helio was because I spied on Razlaire.
Yes. This
So
is-
maybe not get him involved in the search.
I was going to say, I mean, he's definitely hearing everything we're saying. I mean, that didn't stop him from when I tried to bargain. I asked Caché, should I try and bargain with him? And he responded to me in my own head. He can definitely hear absolutely everything. Yeah. Kind of forgot. We got a lot going on.
There is no response.
Maybe he has to be like next to us.
The ultimate. The house has eyes and ears.
And ears.
Yeah, in the ears.
I mean, there are literally creatures crawling all over the place.
Yeah.
So what's this contraption you built? that you have your finger plugged into awkwardly the whole time we've been talking. Just standing there.
Just
Okay.
amazing.
Okay.
This is. So, well, I mean, as in you're going to show us on this device? Oh. Oh. And how is this different from, I suppose, using the minor illusion? Could be very useful as a form of some kind of, maybe not surveillance, but recon. It's a prototype. It's a first iteration, of course. That makes yeah. So I understand. Yes.
Ready?
Okay.
Oh, going through the first memory. Okay. This is interesting. Okay, so, with the contraption that you've built, a slew of numbers and letters similar to that code, that like little pieces of that code that you've seen before, pop up on the screen, and you read recalibration. That's like the word that comes, the file name basically. But Gizmo, very much like all the times before, the screen goes dark. But because it's not connected fully into your suit, you're not like going in standby or anything. But the screen goes black, and then the screen. Then I guess this I have to change my wording a little bit. You all find yourselves in a very different location. Gizmo, I will say, since you are connected, I guess, slightly to the memory, what you notice is, as opposed to being in Stalker's form, being in Venom's form is very different. There is a immense physical prowess to Venom. Still a little bit of a mystery, but there's just a lot of energy coursing through Venom when in this memory in particular, just raw, pure power. The senses kind of flick on, and a face greets you. Two faces actually greet you. Familiar green-haired fae, and I'd say this is the first time that all of you are seeing Helio for the first time. And it is remarkably similar to Gizmo. This green-haired fae has magnifying glasses that are set to its highest magnification, so their eyes look enormous. His eyes look enormous. And next to the green-haired fae, there is a very familiar, lean, tall stalker. And it's at that point, all of you have forgotten just how imposing Stalker was when they were in their form. You hear Helio then speaks, the green-haired fae. Now, easy. Take your time. The memory kind of moves forward as if Venom is taking a step, and the floor just cracks underneath, and you kind of hear, well, I've loosened the gear systems and linkages enough. I don't, this isn't having much luck. And there's a sense, an overwhelming feeling of Venom trying to speak. There's like a raspiness that comes from the back of the memory, and Helio kind of shakes his head. No, don't. There's a few more adjustments, Venom, before we can get you speaking. Just give us a little bit more time. There's a hyper-tensed voice that then sounds as Stalker speaks. Perhaps a recalibration of the inner sensors controlling the retention will prove more successful. And Stalker kind of steps forward into the memory, into the face of it, and slowly opens their chassis, kind of revealing their Ethereum core, and kind of motions for Venom to do the same. This will be interesting, since it's a projection of a screen. You can't interact with it as much anymore, Gizmo, so sorry. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, so you're just kind of projecting it. So it is still going to be kind of tied to you. the memory kind of seems to be waiting for like you to respond. Like, what do you do in the terms of when Stalker opens their chassis, almost to like show you how to do it to yours? Yeah, it kind of takes a moment to truly figure out how to open it, and opens it very kind of slowly and choppy. Helio then shrinks to a smaller size and flutters inside. Kind of like Venom can hear the beating of the wings inside their chest. As like there's twists and turns and a few other little humming that happens, a little bit of whirling later, and suddenly they kind of feel a little bit more stronger in their stance. And they kind of glance around, and there is a third construct leaning up, kind of not fully awakened yet. Their core is not lit up. And Caché, that is the same construct that you just recently seen laying on the table.
Where?
Yeah. But Venom kind of puts their attention back on Helio and Stalker, standing before them. And Stalker then speaks. Mortals are fragile, fleshy. Remember to filter your core output to approximately 20%, and there will be a stationary situation. If you are moving, then use more. But if you are anywhere near them, use as less as you can. Venom seems to kind of retain that. While Helio still continues to like fly around and do other bits and fix things. I'd say at this point, Gizmo, what you do see on the side lenses of Venom is a description of how Helio is actually looking. Extremely malnourished, suffering from insomnia, and needs more food intake. So that's kind of his observation of Helio. Yeah. It's at that point then Venom's sensors alert to a foreign presence. And Stalker actually turns as well and puts themselves between Helio, Venom, and the presence that appears as a wreath of flames takes over the darkness. And a blazing blue-skinned tiefling steps forward, while the shadows kind of cling to them, falling off his robes in this memory. Razlaire then speaks. Marvelous! Truly a wonder in your work, Master Tinkerer. He kind of steps forward, and Helio does not turn around, just continues to work, ignoring the demon as they approach. And just by this memory, Gizmo, Venom stares at Razlaire, and Razlaire stares at Venom. There is almost an instant connection between the two of them. What do you want, demon? Don't be rude now. Did you get my gift? Helio kind of glances at a parcel left to the side of the workbench. You're wasting your time. I'll never use it. Why ever not? Last time I was here, you mentioned that Venom's core wasn't strong enough for what you had planned for him. Stalker then moves forward. They are fine. Razlaire kind of... Oh. This one seems to be getting a bit big for his britches, don't you think? Helio kind of scoffs at him. Clears his throat. Besides the funding, you will have no say in their creation. Razlaire kind of gives a little pout. But you notice that the way he looks at Venom is almost a lustful gaze, a want, in an awe almost on the demon's face. Doesn't really care much for Stalker or even Bane, just focused on Venom. You know we're on the same side, Razlaire then says. He doesn't get to finish his sentence, though, because Helio whirls around. There's a sharpened tool in his hand, aimed right for the demon's heart. Razlaire just grins at him, almost daring him to step forward. Helio kind of yanks at the invisible chain on his throat. If we were on the same side, Demon Spawn, then break these chains. Let me free. Razlaire kind of picks at his nails, looking a little bit bored. Come now, you're smarter than that. If I start overstepping these fragile lines of this alliance, you and many more like you are going to suffer. Helio just looks so angry at this point. This is just all a game to you, isn't it? Razlaire flashes a grin. Isn't everything a game? Then what use are you? Darkness seems to shimmer around Razlaire. There's almost a glint of poison in his amber eyes. Helio kind of shrinks at that point, his face draining of color. Razlaire just shifts his weight to the back foot. You feel, Gizmo, that Venom seems absolutely entranced by Razlaire, at his power, at what he brings forward, the chaos that courses through his veins. Razlaire speaks. Think of me, think what you want of me. But it is them who is going to suffer. If you don't let down your stubbornness, Faye. He begins to kind of walk away, moving further. Helio glances over his shoulder as Razlaire speaks. I will warn you, the ambassador plans to visit you tomorrow. You best be ready. Helio calls after him. Why? But Razlaire is already moving out of eyeline, gives a kind of smile, and vanishes. Then the memory fades. Like an old movie, kind of flicks. No, he's still
Razlaire
gone.
isn't here. No, he's gone. How does Venom look watching this?
I do believe Venom actually went with Razlaire as well.
Oh, did they? Okay.
How does Gizmo look?
Yeah.
Only if you're up to it.
Of course. I mean, I'd imagine it was quite heavy. You experiencing it in the suit.
Okay. So, the screen once again flickers a bit as Gizmo activates the second memory. Once more, those letters pop up and reveal the title of this memory file, which is Assignment. Screen goes black. And before the memory, like it's playing, but before the Venom sensors have fully activated in this, they hear a voice. You all hear a voice. You lot are going to be stationed in the 6th Regiment in Valencia's High Command Center. I don't suppose any of you have actually been programmed with knowledge of this war or your purpose in it, have you? All of you then realize, Gizmo especially, that Venom now stands in a row of 5 Guardians. Guardian Clock Forges. While they are slightly smaller in stature to the other Guardians, you do notice that their body has transformed to match their kind of body type, if that makes sense. No more that pearly white alloy. It's all kind of old plates. Venom appears to be almost like undercover. That's the best way I can describe it. But one of the Guardians besides you speaks. We serve and protect. The mortal who spoke burst into laughter, followed by the rest of his platoon behind him. Venom then kind of glances over to the men and women all dressed in Avasha military gear. Their faces slightly shadowed away from these particular constructs. Yes, you soak up bullets, Tinspawn. That is what you do. The man says, tapping the Guardian kind of on the faceplate. You are the front line if the Empire arrives. Gizmo, that's when you realize that these guardians around Venom have no sentience. They've just been programmed. That is what they do. Venom kind of then replays Dathius's command after this point, and you're starting to kind of put together that this must be after the recalibration, in the sense of after his sentience has been suppressed. While he still has a cognitive side of his mind, he has been basically given a task, and that is what he's going to perform. And the kind of memory of Dathius plays blend in and lay low. And there's no reason for Venom not to trust Dathius's words, but there is a underlining current of anger that's kind of bubbling up. But Venom kind of focuses back on the man that's speaking, and from kind of like behind the code, get all the information again, just like how he reads everybody else. The person before is Sergeant Zathane, a wood elf, 5'10", 221 years old, recently promoted by the Grand General, who is Razlaire Utir of Valencia, the High Command. The sergeant then says, let's see how well, or not, sorry, the sergeant doesn't. It's a different Avashalier. Ooh, not Avashalier. Whoa, I'm tired. Hang on. Let's back up. Avash, a soldier. Woo. Speaks from kind of the crowd behind. Let's see how well they dodge bullets, Sergeant. And they actually aim a rifle at the clock forge next to Venom and shoot. Bullet goes straight through the construct. They make no move to dodge. There is a underline of frustration coming from Venom now at that. One of the other soldiers says, aim for the smaller one. And let's see how fast they are. Gun clicks into place. Gizmo, the internal workings of Venom to fuel his power shields are coming up. Do you activate them? Bullet goes straight through Venom's shoulder. Takes the hit. There's no pain, obviously, but takes the damage. And the sergeant kind of, all of them laugh at the non-moving tin spawn, as they call. But the sergeant moves forward. That's enough, Corporal. That's enough. I'm sure they'll be dodging enough later on. Kind of looks to the rest of them. Let's make this clear. You're here to keep all of us alive, really. So I'll say that you're dismissed for now. But if any of you are packing away shields, I say you permanently disable them. I'd rather you just soak them up as they go. All the guardians kind of nod and begin to disperse. And that's when you realize this memory is actually being taken place under a mountain of some sorts. Which, yes, Caché made a movement. And Caché, you have, yes, you don't even need to ask, you recognize this place. This is very clearly Valencia, the city that was in the far north.
My fault, my bad.
Oh, no, sorry, Valencia, not Sinbaro. Sinbaro is destroyed.
Yeah.
But Valencia, funny enough, is also destroyed. You know that it was actually bombed.
Yeah,
It's not by you.
Not me this time.
That wasn't you.
Go you for not blowing up every city.
But as the guardians kind of disperse, following them being dismissed, they're shooed away. The soldiers kind of jeer and leer at them as they go in, and a new kind of message pops up on Venom's sensors as they kind of move through the mountain. There is mission classified: infiltrate 6th Regiment. Once the city is under attack, infiltrate into the command center and secure target alive. Target, Rusk. Researcher, tiefling female, age 38. Height, 5'6". Await further instruction. and the memory fades. For yourself, no. And Caché, you can roll a history check. Just a straight history check, yeah. I cannot hear you. I do not know if you're muted.
Oh, yeah. No, sorry. I was muted. +3, so that is only a 13.
No, I wouldn't say that you recognize that name, no.
Fair.
No. But what you do take away from that is those are warrior soldiers. You do remember many of them treating the constructs like that. Kind of brings a little bit of a, oh.
Yeah.
Seeing it, well, like, ee.
Ugh. I was never like that. That's why I got promoted. Remember Rob.
Rest in peace, Rob.
Justice for Rob.
Justice for Rob. But yeah, it's very clearly Valencia, which you do know the city was built into the mountain, up in the north. So
advise that.
Yep.
Throw it through them.
He's found out how to stream, so suddenly just gone mad.
Suddenly. Give me 1 second here.
There
Oh, there it is. I will say at that, just before you're about to start the third memory, that waft of heat reappears as Razlaire returns. Kind of fixing his robes. Venom as well reappears, seeming to kind of like almost be like a bodyguard in a way. Not that Razlaire really needs it, but two very, very powerful beings just continuously walking around with each other. That's yeah. But Razlaire appears and kind of looks to all of you. Are you still awake?
Yes, we've been watching some memories. Yeah.
They are reading my memories. Venom like shares it. Ah, okay. Well, unfortunately, I don't mean to break up this little party, but she's continuing to bleed out on my carpet, and I unfortunately need this space and need you all to head away, if that's okay.
I don't think, yes, that's perfectly fair.
Yeah.
It's not that I, wouldn't want to introduce you to these fine individuals, but I don't think you'd really like to meet them, so...
Of course. No, we can continue the movie night in my tower if we want to.
Perhaps you should sleep as well, looking at Caché. It is 3 in the morning.
I could go for 3 more days.
Right. Artrin?
Yeah.
You had a chance to tell your friends what you're doing tomorrow?
No, I have not. What am I doing tomorrow, Razlaire? Do fill me in, because you haven't really told me anything.
I've told you everything you need to know. You're meeting my acquaintance in the Brass Lounge.
Yeah, there you go, guys. I'm meeting Razlaire's acquaintance in the Brass Lounge. That's as much as I know.
Sounds very vague.
Yeah, it is. Maybe... Who should I be looking for?
Thank you. I still think it was. Artrin, you are don't worry, I'll introduce you. Do you think me such a bad host?
I mean, I don't even know where the Brass Lounge is.
It's just upstairs. That's the beautiful part.
Oh. I mean, no offense, Razlaire. I get that you're all secretive and stuff, but like just the bare minimum information, like for anything, is kind of handy.
And just as well, like I got the bare information for that meeting, and this is how I ended up. So
Yeah.
All I'll say is that none of you have really asked me questions. Seems you're wanting to slug it along on your own. So until you want to lean into what I say, I have nothing more to say. My gems.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Your gems. Diamonds, rubies.
If you must know, they help me run our little business. My gems.
Again, vague. What business?
They're like your supervisors.
Like every time you tell us something, it leads to 5 more questions. I thought we were friends, Raz. What's going on?
There is a shimmer of darkness around Razlaire, as you call him, Razzie.
I didn't call him Razzie. I just said Raz.
A Raz.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. There is a noticeable weight that takes over this space. Big R.
That Raztastic bastards.
or dog.
Fine. I will try to be a bit more forthcoming. The gems are my inner circle. They aid me in running the brass vault and the pleasure houses around the red light district.
That's very straightforward. I understand that perfectly.
Yeah. I mean, the best thing about that is we got way more information than we even asked for because we finally saw the mask slip.
What mask? I missed that.
The anger.
He's got buttons you can push.
Everyone's got
He
buttons.
definitely has buttons you can push.
I just give him like a cheeky smile. We're on the same side, Raz.
Rolls his eyes.
Sweet dreams.
Turns. And at this point, Al does not look at you. Turns away from you completely.
I got Al's sex privileges cancelled.
Oh, well,
Oh no.
I was gonna have a movie night anyway.
I'm hanging with the boys.
Yeah, fuck that. But yeah,
It's a poker.
I think
Is that
Cigars.
chips, man?
you know, get the hot tub out.
Talk about girls and boobs and stuff.
I was
Okay.
about to say play sports, but I don't even. I wouldn't even joke about that.
Fair.
Yeah, Razlaire's not very happy with you guys right now. So yeah, as you're kind of basically skulking off to the room, lovely rooms that have been provided for you, you do hear kind of the of like the sound of 3 individuals arriving at the lounge, and the door closes, and no longer see them or hear. Yeah, they actually appear to. Yeah, you can look at them if you wish. They are 3 females that appear. Hang on. All tiefling in form, at least what they're showing at the moment. Very similar to Razlaire. One is like albino white with black hair. Kind of black makeup circling around her eyes, and that kind of drips down the side of her face. The second one is a lovely, like, forest green color with really long ram horns. And the last one that appears, strangely enough, Gizmo, since you're the only one looking, she's gorgeous, very similar to Razlaire. Similar facial features, similar horn structure, some kind of relation, it seems.
Good. Sister?
I'll give you this. As the door is closing, you hear, Father.
Knew
It closes.
Knew it.
You've got a daughter. That's it.
Ooh.
Friendship's over.
Come meet your new stepdad.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I don't know, actually, no.
They're about the same age. Oh, fucking Jesus.
Goodness gracious.
When your entire microphone just comes off the wall.
Wow.
Yeah, that must suck in the recording. I apologize.
That's okay.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Oh.
Always.
Forms are out.
Sheila, is that you?
Oh, God. Sheila, go away. Unfortunately, Al, there's actually not a room for you. So you're gonna have to bunk with someone.
Well, I'll happily just go into someone's room and use my tower.
Okay. No problem. Night is yours. I'm hoping to God nobody wants to do anything. Please just go to sleep. Caché, don't even look at me like that.
I'm knocked out. What can I do?
Okay, good.
Can you cast dream in your sleep?
You are avoiding, maybe, but we're not gonna
We're not going there tonight.
We're gonna let you recover. But yeah, anything anybody wants to do? There you go.
That makes so little sense.
No, it's not the best time to reveal this.
What are you talking about? Oh God, that's so funny. You don't hear them as well, by the way, for the rest of the evening. Like they appeared, but then there's no more like talk of them or anything outside. So y'all go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Perfect.
Back
Sleep.
the button.
Trance. You can get your long rest. Get your spells back. Choose your spells, whatever you're doing for the day. And morning comes. Oh, my notes just crashed. Please, no. Ooh, we might be doing this by memory. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
One Chris is gone. I think my mic stand is gone. I'll have to get a new one, so I'll just have
no,
to.
you're holding it the whole time.
Just for. I mean, we don't have too long left.
Okay.
No, we don't.
Fair.
I just assume because it's half 10. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about half 10. No. We'll do this last little thing with you, Artrin, and then.
Perfect.
Oh no, not with me. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'm rotting away here.
You are. Yeah.
We stopped that.
I don't know if I
Getting
can.
We're getting you your next thread. Maybe.
Maybe.
Razlaire's not going to give you much of a choice. You've pissed him off now. So.
Dun, dun,
Hey.
dun.
He left himself open, and I took the shot.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you can't take a good, has he ever been in the military? You all have to take the piss out of each
No!
other.
Actually, Archon will do one thing before bed. He'll get all the the crew in a circle be like, "Did you see how fucking pissed he was? Ooh,
I
fucking got him."
don't think Al's very happy with that.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh well.
Al, well.
Where is Al? I don't see him anymore. He's been blurred most of the game, but it's ethereal. He's not actually there. He just, yeah. Yes, of course you can. Yep.
I got
you
paid.
choose your- Oh, like morning comes. A few hours. Some of you trance, some of you sleep, but 8 hours pass. And there is. Oh yeah. All of your doors fling open at the same time. There's a rush of heat and light, and yep, Caché, just yeah. As Razlaire comes into all of your rooms, basically comes into the main room. Wake up, dears, or we're going to be late.
Wait, are we all going?
Well, I assume so. When one of you sneaks off on their own, they come back.
Yeah,
Gestures.
yeah, fair. Yeah.
Feel a lot better today.
Good, you might need it. Look, I am very happy to house you during your time of need, but I will just again reiterate that this house was not made for mortal kind. So, there may be another location if you're interested, or if you have another place to go. It is up to you.
I think I ruined that one.
I mean, perhaps another location would be good. So as not
I
to
think so.
eat you away the whole time.
That too.
Very well. I will let you decide. Gem Ward or the Red Light District?
Ooh. Living on a floating island. We're in the Gem Ward.
I was walking around there yesterday. They have that place bugged. No, I was in the gem ward. I did leave out the part where I did try to check what out home. The stare.
Yeah. Lovely. I will make some arrangements and let you know. But first, we'll go to the Brass Lounge. Come close.
Okay.
Food in.
Okay. Yeah, I would say gather all of your supplies as well. Like anything. Like it's not that you can't come back, but he is hinting that there could be trouble if you stay much longer. So,
I'll walk confidently up towards him, but like give him a smile and then just like turn around, like kind of put my back to him.
we're playing games now. All right, fine. He will wrap his hands around your waist and pull you close as he teleports all of you. And you appear in the Brass Lounge. Now, I believe Artrin is the only one who hasn't been in the Brass Lounge. Cool. So, Brass Lounge is, I think, level 4. Yeah, level 4 of the Brass Vault Casino. It is like no tavern you've ever seen before. It is. You thought Razlaire's lounge was luscious and plush and everything. This is like a whole different level. There is light, not even light streaming in, but there's like so much artificial light. There's no candles. It's all that kind of like electrical kind of light that's all the way around the place. Being even though in the morning there's still tons of patrons, and then there's a very large window off to the side of this lounge. And if you kind of even just going closer to it, Artrin, you notice that there is a massive gladiator pit down below.
Nice. Okay.
I'll remember that. Brutally murdered someone in lava.
We all murder people in a lot of ways.
But that was the cleverest.
Well, thank you.
Lounge is open to you. Razlaire moves away basically from the rest of you, kind of mingles through the crowd, but does kind of glance back at you, Artrin, and just mouths, "Have fun." He definitely doesn't introduce you to anyone. He just leaves you.
Gonna say something really, really vulgar in Draconic under my breath.
Kind of watch his shoulders as he laughs. Keeps walking. Turns a little bit to you. But as you're kind of staring around, taking in the place, looking about, there is one person in particular that does stand out. While everyone looks like they appear from the city of Manira, whether they are wearing, coattails or vests, they're talking amongst each other. They have cocktails in their hands. This individual is heavily armored, cloaked in like a white. I guess I say cloaked in a white cloak, which is a stupid fucking sentence. I don't know how else to explain it. It's a really big white cloak, okay?
Yeah.
Cloaked in
and,
white.
and balding, like he doesn't have any hair. But you notice as you do approach that there appears to be like cracks of blue kind of tracing all throughout the sides of their head, as if someone took a hammer and just smashed the side of their head. That's kind of what it looks like. But he is currently kind of towards the back, has a drink in his hand in front of him, but it doesn't seem to be drinking. It's just kind of waiting alone.
Okay, I'll get a drink and approach him.
I'm hoping this works. That's who you see.
Okay. So, I'm not exactly quiet, so if I need help, I think you'll know.
I could just hold on a second. I'll just I cast telepathic bond on all of us.
Okay, you're casting it? Yeah.
This guy's wearing
Okay.
like 40 belts. I love it. Very, very Final Fantasy coded.
Hmm.
Okay, I will walk up to this guy.
Okay. He's a bit shorter for a Goliath, even sitting. There is just a little bit more of a stoutness to his build. Stone gray skin. You can kind of see tattoos underneath some of his sleeves, but he keeps most of them hidden. Once more, as you get closer, those cracks are kind of like going over sides of his face, around his eyes as well. He doesn't appear to be have any weapons, but he does kind of look at you as you approach. Kind of gives you a nod.
I'll give him a nod back and just say, "You the one Razlaire sent me to see?"
You must be the Gembright contact. Yes?
Sure. I'll pull out a chair and sit down.
Razlaire said there'd be more of you. Is it just you?
Oh, yeah. I'll just say, "Hey, come on over," to everyone.
As the rest of your group approaches, Artrin, you, only because you can do this as well, you notice a divine sense being cast by this individual. Taking you all in. Looking
we got-
slightly horrified.
Got nothing to hide.
Maybe you should. You're an odd group.
Eclectic.
What?
I mean, we're a collected bunch of individuals who know how to do a job. That's what needs to be done.
A task of great importance. And if Razlaire recommends you, I guess I'm willing to take a chance. I should introduce myself. I am Kelvos, guardian of the Ether Watch.
Oh, sorry.
Ether Watch.
Does that ring any bells?
Has everyone joined you? I should ask.
I would have.
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead and roll history check. History checks, yeah. Really, Gizmo and Al can roll at advantage because they're really the only ones who would have.
8.
Not a clue, Artrin.
Yep, figured as much.
27.
27. Jesus Christ. Jesus!
Sorry, Mr. Roll.
History check. Pretty much only history.
16.
16. Okay. Al, Gizmo. You have heard whispers of the Guardian of the Ether Watch. I'd say, Al, you in particular, you came across the mention of them in the Time Weaver's Codex, actually. Mention of their link to preserving certain banned magical practices across the material plane. And Gizmo, you would have come across them as a kind of a newer guild within the material plane, but with a very high interest in bloodlines, mainly tracing sorcery bloodlines. Kelvos will continue. Sorry,
Since you
go ahead.
knew about.
So you heard of us?
I suppose kind of. Only barely mentioned. Some kind of magical enforcement.
No, a few hundred years or so, I believe. I wouldn't say enforcement. We more are focused on trying to protect ancient bloodlines that have been around. Look, I won't skirt around the idea because I can't really get anyone else to help me. But I need help with the task of retrieving something, an item. It is very important and it is very fragile. However, my skills, as you can see, are not in infiltration. I'm looking to hire your services, especially if you can be quiet.
That is our specialty.
Deception check.
One
Might be
shadow.
might be some of them specialties, but not yours, Artrin.
Another natural 20 for 24.
Nice.
All right. Okay, so he kind of leans back. I'm hoping as well that you might, judging that you have a clock forge with you, that you will be good at with technology as well, because that is not something that I'm fully as up to date with either. Good. Dabbling will probably be better than what I have experience with, but may I ask, have any of you heard of the Knights of the Emberfall? Yes. With your previous history checks, I will take those. Caché, you've heard as well of the Knights of the Emberfall, same as Al and Gizmo. They are a much older organization, a guild that has been around that can trace its lineage back to the age of Skyfire. The Knights of the Emberfall are great warriors destined and determined to wipe out the dragons.
Dragon hunters.
Well, they were dragon hunters. They are still, but now that we don't have many dragons left, they've turned their eyes to their bloodlines. And other powerful bloodlines that they deem dangerous. None of you appear to be of the sorcery sort, so perhaps you don't quite understand the gravity of what that means.
That's the way eyebrow raises.
Caché's eyebrow
Great
raises as
genocide.
Zila. Sorry, Al, go ahead.
I assume some kind of great genocide.
Maybe someday, if they could have it their way, but we intend to try to stop them as much as we can. They are, their plans are becoming more sinister, but the Gembrites have aided me in gathering some necessary intel, and this is where I need some help from people like you. There is an airship called the Sun Whisper. It is due to arrive from the Dynasty in 2 days' time. There appears to be members of Emberfall smuggled on board, as well as the item I wish to retrieve.
What is this item?
Kind of looks at you, Caché. I should ask what your form at the moment.
Oh, I was woken up and brought out here.
Are you just vitling it right now?
Yeah, I had no time to put on no glamour. I'm out here.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, he doesn't seem to balk too much. He's looking at you, but not like I'm gonna kill you right away. There's a few other people around the lounge that are looking a bit freaked out though. But this man kind of says, "It's a dragon's egg, stolen from its mother. We intend to retrieve it. Will that be a problem?"
Do they simply intend to lure the dragon with the egg?
I have no idea what their plans are with it, but I don't want to give them the chance to bring it back to the High Inquisitor. I would like to stop them before that happens. My worry... Okay, insight check.
Same Z, I'd say.
Hmm.
25.
Jeez.
26.
26. Okay. Yeah, well, the 3 who rolled, he's definitely hiding things.
Definitely lying.
Hiding.
Not lying. I would say he's not giving... Yeah, he's not giving all the information. He's keeping a little bit. He only just met you, so...
If we agree to this job, you'll give us all the information.
I will give you the amount of information that will not get you killed.
I prefer the amount of information that will help us succeed.
I have been sent here to do a mission. If you would like to help and get paid for it, and have access to whatever else could be on that ship, it is yours. But forgive me if I don't fully tell you what could be done with an egg like that. Most people would want to use it for their own gain, make themselves more powerful. I would like to return it to its mother. In Erengard.
I think it's a very valiant question. I think it makes a lot of sense. I'd just be a bit worried maybe of the mother coming to intercept us.
I can guarantee you she will not.
Oh. Are you friends?
No. She is hibernating at the moment,
Ah,
being protected by the Ether Watch. We had to subdue her before she...
of course. Again, more useful information. Now we don't need to worry about that.
No, we do not have to worry about a dragon attacking the airship out of the sky. But this does bring me to my next point. I have a worry, as I've heard from the Gembrites, that ships that are being docked in Manira are being... all their contents are being taken away by the constabulary. Even worse, I'm afraid the Emberfall will manage to sneak off and vanish into the cityscape. So I do believe that we need to infiltrate from the sky. How do you feel about a heist in the sky?
Sounds like a Tuesday.
Sounds rather
Yeah.
exciting.
What they said. Yep.
I'll prepare my windbreaker.
Well, that would be my next question. You wouldn't happen to have access to an aircraft, would you?
Do you know where to steal one? Who's up for a quick roundup on how to fly a ship?
Yeah.
Sounds fascinating. So are we stealing something to then steal something else?
Yes.
Perfect.
Best plan.
Nothing at all.
Not a
Draw
thing.
board.
Kelvos will smile at all of you, seeming to understand that you are in. Will basically kind of regroup with you in about a day so that you can sort yourselves, get what you need, figure out what you're doing, and we can move forward. So I think at that point, we will call it here for tonight with a new mission in hand and an air heist. I'm so excited.
Air heist, air heist.
Ground heist.
The air heist.
Do the air heist.
Even better.
Mm-hmm.
Make our way into the air.
Double heist. No more crashings of airships.
Land,
I'm not
air,
doing
and
it.
No, this is
Oh yeah, no, we can't. No, that'd be
You'll
trigger for
break
Caché.
Caché in half.
Oh.
Like you think she's bad now?
Yeah. Is the answer.
Kind of
Oh.
reasonable.
Well, to quickly sign us off, thank you all so much for joining us, and we will see you in the next episode.
Goodbye.
Bye.